Today's food is burgers. So we're making sweet potato black bean burgers. And making this really quick today because we have a lot of leftovers in our refrigerator and I hate wasting food. So I'm going to make this now and I'm going to make them into the patties and put them in the refrigerator. That way when we get home tonight from the gym and taking the kids to all their activities, all we have to do is just put them in the oven for like 20 minutes and put some potato puffs in there. And okay, so first things first, I'm all about making things really quick and really easy. So I'm going to use my Ninja. I don't know if other people use their Ninja for actual cooking other than smoothies and protein shakes, but I use it for two different things. I use it for the mincing of the garlic and I use it for grounding my flaxseed. So in this recipe that I basically took a Pinterest recipe and completely substituted certain things to make it more appropriate for our leftover night. So what I'm gonna do is 2 cloves of garlic are gonna go into this. So I'm putting the cloves in here. And we've also got to ground the flaxseed. So I'm gonna throw the flaxseed in here as well to ground that. I just gotta check and see how much flaxseed we need. So in this recipe, we need 2.5 tablespoons of flaxseed. So I have a 2 tablespooner. I'm gonna put 2 tablespoons and then like half. So I'm just gonna like eye it. Flaxseed's super good for you. I don't know if it's something that you typically buy, but I buy this from Aldi and it's got some protein in it. It's got some iron. It's got some calcium. It's got a lot of fiber. 8 grams of fiber per 3 tablespoons. So it just adds a little bit. So you can see here, I put the flaxseed and the garlic in here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take it to my Ninja and I'm going to Ninja it real quick. And that's that. Everything's ground and everything's ready to go. Oh, and it smells really, really good too. Really, really good. So I'm gonna put that to the side. I'm gonna take my big Ninja now and I'm gonna put all the ingredients in it. So with this recipe, I'm putting a 1/2 cup of brown rice. The original recipe called for oats. You could use oats too. I have rice that I need to get rid of. About 15 ounces of black beans. So I'm gonna throw that in there. That's leftovers. I make my black beans in a crock pot once a week, and then we make left food and leftovers out of them. Make black bean brownies sometimes too. The next thing it calls for is a small sweet potato. So I've got some sweet potatoes left over. I'm gonna take the skin off of them and cut them up and throw them in there as well. And now my dog's over here wanting the skins because she loves sweet potato skins. I'll just give her any kind of scraps I have. Peeling the sweet potato, cutting them up into, don't have to be super small. The Ninja takes care of it all. It's a really good recipe. We made this, has been like a couple weeks since we made this. And the frozen hamburger patties are nice. These are a lot tastier and more fresh. Plus you have total control over everything that goes into them. Okay, I'm gonna put that to the side. I'm going to rinse my hands real quick. And I'm gonna start grounding what I've got so far to ground it down. I'm gonna throw the garlic and I'm gonna throw the flax in there. I'm gonna make sure I get everything out of my Ninja because it's all little. Get the most out of there. I just made a mess. And my counter's clean, so I'm gonna do this because I just put it all over the place. I'm messy. And I'm going to Ninja this so far. So, part of the ingredients in. Very quick. Really easy. Okay, that's good for right now. I'm gonna throw the rest of the ingredients in. So it calls for some either fresh onion powder or, fresh onions or onion powder. I'm gonna use onion powder today because I don't have any fresh onions. We have to go to the farmer's market. It calls for chili powder and cumin and salt. So the salt we don't use a lot of salt in our life, so a little bit is enough. It calls for a 1/4 cup of basil leaves. So I'm gonna throw that in there. And then let me check the chili powder and cumin. 1/2 teaspoon of each. 1/2 teaspoon of each. So let me go over here. 1/4 teaspoon works. Cumin. And chili powder. Okay. Oops. And then let's see here. What am I missing? Am I missing anything? That's it. It said you could add some sriracha for taste. I think we will. Just a little bit. Here. Just hot sauce. Okay. My family doesn't like taste, so we will leave that out. Probably put some onions and pickles and tomatoes on the bun, and that's it. Mix this a little bit. I would like to get a Vitamix eventually. They're very expensive, so that's on my next kitchen appliance to buy. But for now, I got Ninja, which works pretty good. Okay, let's do this. Okay, this is the messy part. Very, very messy part. We have to make the patties. So, I'm gonna take the rings off over here. And we're going to clean this off. I probably should go get a spatula. Let's do that. Let me go back. I'm going to put the oil on my pan first. You definitely want to use oil. First time I ever made black bean burgers, I did put oil on there. There's not a lot of natural fat in there, so it's going to satisfy the oil on my pan. I'm gonna bring this over here. Move all this mess out of the way. And this over here, and we're going to scrape off here. And there. Okay, just do another little stir, make sure everything's nice and mixed in. It smells really good. It doesn't look very good, but it smells really good. I feel like maybe I missed something. Okay, one thing I did realize is I don't think I put any flour in it. So it's not in the recipe, but what I have found with black bean burgers or any alternative burgers is that when you cook them, they dry out, but you gotta get like a perfect consistency or they don't really taste right. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of gluten-free flour. You can use regular flour, don't have to use gluten-free flour. I'm gluten-free, so we use gluten-free flour. So let's put 2 tablespoons of this in here. Not much, just a little bit. Then mix it up a little bit. And it'll just help form it at the end. Like I said, it doesn't call in the recipe. You could try to make it without, but I've learned from making these, it's just better to have a little bit of flour in there. Just for consistency's sake. We don't want a really soft burger because then it would remind you of eating raw meat, and I don't like raw meat at all. So with that being said, we just want to mold into patties. Okay, that's it. I got 4.5 patties. I got a small little one here. My daughter will probably eat it, or we'll have it for a snack. Directions say 375 for 20 minutes. I would put it in for 20, check them. Probably want an extra 5 minutes in there, 25, 30 minutes. I found is the best for black bean burgers, and make them how you want them. Put them on top of a salad, put them in between bread, make a hamburger, ketchup, tomato, relish, onions, all that. We're gonna make them like actual hamburgers tonight, and we're gonna eat them later after we go to the gym and after we do all the carting of the children around. So these are gonna go in my fridge, and they're gonna have more time to form, and they will be delicious. So I urge you to try the recipe. It's quick, it's simple, it's a great way to deal with your leftovers, and everybody likes them. Everybody likes them. So with that being said, subscribe down below if you want to see more of these types of videos. Also Instagram, Our Vegan Lifestyle, or you can go on Twitter, or you can find us on Facebook. So that's it. Have a great day.